What if the habits you trust most are quietly killing your heart, not with pain, not with drama, but with the soft erosion of routine? You feel a little tired. Maybe your ankles swell by evening. You chalk it up to aging or heat or just one of those days. But inside your chest, your heart might be waving a white flag. No sirens, no stabbing pain, just quiet struggle, a beat that's slightly off, a rhythm that's slightly strained, and by the time you feel the full weight of it, it's often too late. Now, I'm not saying this to scare you. I'm saying this to help you listen, because your heart speaks in whispers long before it screams. And here's the hard truth. Most seniors don't die suddenly from heart problems. They die gradually from habits they believed were harmless. Sitting a little longer, eating a little later, skipping breakfast, sipping less water, all the things you've done for decades without realizing they've changed. Because after 60, everything changes. Your thirst fades, your digestion slows, your body's natural signals become quieter, harder to hear, and yet your heart is still doing its job, beating 100,000 times a day, hoping you'll notice when it's struggling. That's why this video matters. Not because it gives you fear, but because it gives you power. In the next few minutes, I'm going to walk you through 7 daily habits that quietly damage your heart and how to reverse each one with small, powerful shifts. These aren't just theories. They're stories, real seniors, real warning signs, real turnarounds. And if you stay with me, this might just become the most important video your heart will ever hear. Mr. Bill was 74, a retired school principal, a proud man, disciplined, calm, and routine-driven. He didn't smoke, he didn't drink. His meals weren't perfect, but he figured he'd earned a little rest. So he rested, mornings in his recliner, afternoons with crossword puzzles, evenings on the couch with his favorite TV shows. He was finally relaxing after a lifetime of hard work. But what he didn't know was that rest was quietly wearing his heart down. It started with swelling in his ankles, then a strange flutter in his chest. By the time his daughter convinced him to visit the ER, his heart had slipped into arrhythmia. His legs were pooling blood. His oxygen levels had dropped. And yet, he hadn't been sick. He'd just been still. Here's what most people don't realize. Your muscles aren't just for movement. They're your heart's second pump. When you sit too long, you turn that pump off. Blood thickens, like syrup sitting still in a jar. And now your aging heart must push that syrup through stiff, narrow vessels. It's like asking an old engine to move mud instead of water. No wonder it gets tired. You may not feel pain. You may not feel anything. But beneath the quiet, your heart is working overtime. Until it can't. But here's the good news. Stillness is a choice. If you're over 60 and sit for more than 45 minutes at a time, set a timer, stand up, stretch, walk across the room. Because movement doesn't just build muscle, it protects your blood flow. Instead of resting all day, what if you gave your heart a rhythm to move with? Bill changed his story. Every hour he stood, he stretched, walked to the mailbox, played light music, and swayed. Within weeks, the swelling eased. The flutters stopped. His heart found relief, not from medicine, but from motion. Stillness isn't safety. Stillness is silent strain. And the longer you ignore it, the louder your heart has to shout. Mrs. Eleanor was 76, a widow for nearly a decade. She took pride in her casseroles, her routines, her quiet evenings. Dinner was always at 8 p.m. Afterward, she'd clean the kitchen, settle into her recliner, and treat herself to a little dessert while watching her favorite crime shows. Nothing dramatic, nothing wild, just comfort, predictable and earned. But then the tightness began, a pressure in her chest mostly at night. Not sharp, just present. Her doctor ran tests. "Your heart looks fine," he said. "Maybe it's anxiety." or age. But it wasn't. What Eleanor didn't know is that her late dinners were quietly exhausting her heart. See, after 60, your heart needs nighttime to rest, reset, and heal. Sleep is repair time. It's when inflammation calms. It's when your cardiovascular system gets a break. But eating late, especially heavy, salty, or rich meals, forces your body to work overtime. Instead of entering rest, your heart must pump extra blood to your gut, manage insulin spikes, and deal with rising core temperature. It's like asking your heart to run a marathon while it's trying to go to bed. And it doesn't feel dramatic, it feels normal. That's what makes it dangerous. Over time, this pattern raises nighttime blood pressure, disrupts deep sleep, and adds strain to an already aging engine. So we made one small shift for Eleanor. Dinner moved to 6:15. Her meal? Light, grilled fish, steamed greens, half a sweet potato. Then a short walk to the mailbox. Within 3 weeks, her chest pressure eased. She fell asleep faster. Her heart rate dropped during sleep. She said she felt 10 years younger, just from giving her heart the peace it needed at night. So let me ask you, do you eat late because you're hungry or because it's become habit? Because instead of rewarding yourself after dark, what if you rewarded your heart with rest? Your best sleep might not come from a pill. It might come from an earlier plate. Mr. Joseph was 78, a retired Navy mechanic. Tough as nails, sharp as ever. His routine? Black coffee at dawn, another by mid-morning, a soda with lunch, and maybe some juice if his grandkids visited. But plain water? No thanks, he'd chuckle. Never cared for the taste. At first it didn't seem to matter, but then something changed. He began feeling dizzy, weak. His heart would race, then slow. He blamed it on age. It wasn't age. It was dehydration. Here's the truth. Blood is over 90% water. When you're dehydrated, that blood thickens. Not like a stream, but like syrup. And your heart, already working harder with age, has to push that thick liquid through narrow vessels. It's a quiet struggle, one you don't feel until something slips, until you stand up and the world spins, until your pulse won't settle, until fatigue feels permanent. And here's the catch. The older you get, the weaker your thirst signal becomes. You stop feeling thirsty, but your body still needs water. That's why so many seniors dry out from the inside out, silently. And that dryness raises blood pressure, stresses your kidneys, triggers palpitations, and robs you of energy. The solution? Not gallons, just intention. For Joseph, we started small, a glass of water with each meal, a few sips every hour, water on the nightstand, herbal teas instead of soda. Most importantly, don't wait until you're thirsty. By then, your heart is already working too hard. 3 weeks later, his energy returned. His blood pressure settled. He said, "Doc, I feel like I've been refueled." And he had been, because hydration isn't about water. It's about circulation. It's about helping your heart flow, not fight. So if you're sipping coffee all day, ask yourself, when was the last time you gave your heart a real drink? Miss Linda was 70, a retired nurse from Oregon, independent, sharp, proud of staying active. Every night at 9 p.m., after dinner and the evening news, she'd lace up her sneakers and head out for a brisk walk around the block. "It helps me sleep," she said. At least, that's what she believed. But soon she noticed something strange. She'd fall asleep easily, but wake up at 2:08 a.m., heart pounding. Her dreams were chaotic. Her mornings felt groggy, unsettled. "I thought walking was supposed to help," she said. "It usually does, just not at night." Here's why. Your body runs on a clock, your circadian rhythm. After sunset, it's wired to slow down. Your heart should be easing into rest, repair, and balance. This is when your parasympathetic system, The rest and digest mode takes over. But when you exercise late, you flip the switch. You activate the sympathetic system, the fight or flight response. Your heart rate rises, your blood pressure spikes, your stress hormones surge. It's like your heart is halfway into pajamas when someone yells, "Emergency!" And that confusion can last for hours. Over time, this mistimed activity disrupts your deep sleep. It raises nighttime blood pressure. It leaves you tired, even after 8 hours in bed. So what did we do for Linda? We moved her walk to 10 hours a.m. Same routine, same energy. But now the sun helped reinforce her rhythm. Her sleep deepened. No more 2 a.m. flutters. Her mornings felt calm, refreshed. Because movement is medicine, but like all medicine, timing matters. Instead of winding your body up before bed, what if you let it settle? What if your last hour of the day was for slowing down, not speeding up? Your heart isn't just a muscle, it's a rhythm, and every late-night workout could be throwing that rhythm off beat. Mr. Harold was 75, tall, dignified, and proud of his discipline. "Doc," he said, "I haven't touched a salt shaker in 10 years." And I believed him. But his blood pressure didn't. We reviewed his meals. Breakfast, instant oatmeal, lunch, canned soup with crackers, dinner, a frozen turkey entree. Heart healthy, the box said. It wasn't, because the danger wasn't on his table. It was in the package. Here's the truth. The salt that's hurting your heart isn't always the kind you shake. It's the kind you don't see. The kind hiding in processed, packaged, and healthy convenience foods. Manufacturers pack sodium into food not to make it salty, but to preserve it, to flavor it. Your tongue might not notice, but your arteries do. Sodium causes your body to retain water. That extra fluid increases blood volume, which increases pressure. It's like turning the faucet on full blast into an old garden hose. Over time, the walls thicken, the heart strains, the risk of heart failure, stroke, kidney disease rises. And here's the kicker. Many seniors believe they're low salt just because their food doesn't taste salty. But one microwave meal can pack over 800 milligrams of sodium, more than twice what your arteries can handle at once. So we gave Harold a new rule. No more than 300, 400 milligrams of sodium per serving. He started reading labels. He watched for red flag words. Broth, seasoned, instant, preserved. He cooked more fresh meals, used herbs, lemon, even a pinch of real sea salt, because real salt can be measured. Hidden salt cannot. A month later, his blood pressure dropped 15 points. He said, "I feel lighter, cleaner," because his heart finally had room to breathe. So ask yourself this. If your food is easy, what's it costing your heart? Instead of choosing fast, packaged, convenient, what if you chose fresh, simple, clear? Because your taste buds might lie to you, but your blood pressure never does. Frank was 72, a quiet man with a quiet life. Coffee at 700 a.m. every morning, like clockwork. Sometimes a pastry, if he remembered. Most days, nothing at all until lunch. "I'm not hungry in the morning," he'd say, and for years that worked. Until the morning it didn't. He stood up from his kitchen chair, felt dizzy, and collapsed to the floor. The culprit? His blood pressure had surged, then crashed. His heart couldn't find balance. Here's what many seniors don't know. After 8 to 10 hours without food overnight, your body needs a gentle rise in energy. Skipping breakfast triggers a cortisol spike, your body's main stress hormone. That spike tightens arteries, raises blood pressure, and throws your heart into high gear before you've even stepped outside. And if you do eat, but it's all sugar like cereal or white toast, you're still in danger, because now your blood sugar spikes, your insulin goes haywire, and by 10:03 a.m., your energy has crashed. Your heart is forced to ride that roller coaster. It's like starting a cold engine and immediately slamming the gas. Friction, stress, damage. So we change Frank's first 30 minutes. No fancy diet, just balance. Half an avocado on toast, a boiled egg, Greek yogurt with berries, oatmeal with seeds and cinnamon, protein, healthy fat, complex carbs. That's all it took. In 2 weeks, his dizziness disappeared. His energy smoothed out. He said, I didn't realize how much my heart was struggling until it stopped struggling. Because breakfast isn't just a meal, it's a signal. It tells your heart, today you can beat in peace. So if coffee is your only breakfast, ask yourself, is your heart starting the day supported or already under pressure? Instead of fasting through the morning, what if you fed your rhythm gently and wisely? It doesn't take much, just the right start at the right time. Raymond was 79, a military man, strong hands, steady voice, and a heart that carried 52 years of love for his wife. When she passed, he didn't cry, he didn't talk, he didn't share. She'd want me to be strong, he whispered. So he was, until the day his heart couldn't be. He collapsed in his garden, chest tight, heart fluttering, but his arteries were clear. No blockages, no heart attack, just a rhythm, off. Here's what his scans didn't show, but what his heart had been carrying: grief, loneliness, unspoken sorrow. Because when you bottle emotions, you trap stress inside your nervous system. Your fight or flight mode stays on. Cortisol and adrenaline keep flowing. Your heart races. Blood pressure stays high. Inflammation builds. And your body never gets the rest it needs. It's like asking your heart to run while holding its breath. Over time, this invisible tension wears your system down, not in a loud, dramatic way, but in silence, in sleep that doesn't refresh, in joy that doesn't come, in hearts that beat but don't feel. So what did we ask Raymond to do? Nothing big, no group therapy, just feel. We gave him a notebook, told him to write 1 page a day, whatever came out. We encouraged short walks, slow music, quiet prayers, and one day the tears came. After that, so did the sleep, so did the peace. His heart found rhythm, not just physically, but emotionally. Because your heart isn't just a pump, it carries your emotional beat. So let me ask, what are you still holding inside? Instead of being strong and silent, what if you were honest and human? Instead of carrying weight alone, what if you let some of it go? Because emotional release is cardiovascular relief. So now you know the habits, the quiet ones, the comfortable ones, the ones that slip by unnoticed, day after day, until your heart can't carry them anymore. But you also know the power you hold, because every one of these habits can be reversed. Not with surgery, not with medication, with rhythm, with a daily rhythm that restores, not drains, your heart. Let's make this simple. A day that saves your heart. Morning, 6:38 a.m. Drink 1 glass of water within 30 minutes of waking. Eat a balanced breakfast, protein, healthy fat, complex carbs. Avoid sugar-only meals or skipping entirely. Mid-morning, 10 a.m. Take a short walk. Let the sun reinforce your rhythm. Stretch gently. Activate your second heart, your muscles. Noon, 12:01 or p.m. Drink another glass of water with lunch. Avoid packaged meals high in sodium. Read labels. If it says season, instant, preserved, pause. Afternoon, 3 hour and 4 hour p.m. Move every 45 minutes. Walk to the mailbox. Dance to a song. Sip water. Keep the bloodstream flowing, not thickening. Early evening, 5:36:15 p.m. Light dinner. Think fish, greens, sweet potato. Finish eating before 6:30 p.m. to let your heart rest at night. Night, 7:30, 9 p.m. No intense exercise. Let your body slow down. Write 1 page in a journal. Talk, cry, pray. Let your heart release what your mind holds. None of this is extreme. None of it requires perfection, just attention. Just small, loving shifts that give your heart what it's been asking for. Because your heart has carried you through decades, through joy, through grief, through sleepless nights and quiet mornings. And it's still here, still beating, still waiting for you to listen. So maybe today is the first day you truly heard it. And maybe that's all it takes to change everything. If this video helped you hear your heart more clearly, comment 1 below. If you'd like the full daily heart rhythm checklist, comment checklist and we'll send it your way. And most of all, share this with someone you love. Because this isn't about living longer, it's about living better. Your heart's still fighting for you. Start fighting for it.